Hi, it's me, Melanie Grace, and we are in my little sewing nook. Today, you're going to get a tutorial on how to make my Halloween Kisses table redder. This uses one charm pack, one Halloween charm pack. The only scrap is going to be 1.5 squares, and you can do whatever you want with this. You actually could snowball the corners and turn it into a matching mug rug, but you're only going to get one. So stay tuned. What we did on this is I took all the dark fabric from the squares and I cut them up into 2.5-inch squares. And then we just snowballed. And it took me forever to come up with a layout. And actually, I had it all set. And then once I got to the sewing machine, you're going to see I just started swapping things and moving things around because hashtag I'm never satisfied. But I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. This is the exact same pattern that I wrote for my summer kisses. So it's very easy, nice and quick. I basically got this done in, I'd say, 2 hours, like total over everything, especially with my kids running around. So I'm going to do a voiceover really soon. I'm going to get to it. Enjoy, and then we'll see you back at the end.
Starting off, here's my charm pack. This is called the Too Cute to Spook pack. I'm going to first start off by taking out all the dark and separating out the lights. I'm going to cut them in half and then half again. This will result in 4 2.5-inch squares each. So it'll give you quite a lot. I'm going to go ahead and press them corner to corner in half like this, making a triangle. This is going to mark out where we are going to sew on this snowball. So we're going to place this on opposite corners just like this, and we're going to sew from corner to corner. I also have this 1/4-inch seam tape, which is absolutely lovely. It helps me maintain that 1/4 inch because I know the red line is symbolizing or showing where my needle is. And this is just how I like to chain piece these. I just line them up, trying to waste as little thread as possible. My stitch length is at 2.5 inches. I'm not back stitching. And then there is my chain. We're going to do that with all of them until they're all gone. Oh, and here's just me. I think I messed up putting these in order. But I was first showing you the snowball of each. Again, I'm chain piecing them. Because I'm a mother of 2 young boys, I like to move fast and efficiently. So I line these up basically with all the points matching. You can see my little kid's hand there over on the side. And then I just cut a 1/4 inch away. Then I take it over and press both sides at once. Again, just saving time. I have my stack there, my working stack there, and I'm just going to keep going till they're all pressed. Once they're all pressed, this is when you're going to start seeing everything come out. And this is the X's and O's block. So when you have all the corners of the charm square touching each other like that, that's the X. When you have the snowballed corners all touching, that's the O. So these are making the X's and O's blocks, which is why I just decided to call this Halloween Kisses. I might call it like Halloween Hugs because of the hug block. And here I'm trying to decide my layout. I wanted to have like a nice pattern of the white going down each time, but it was a lot harder than I thought. I, very haphazardly put it all together. Here's that extra square, have nothing to do with that, and it's done. Here, I decided the easiest way is to start on the left-hand side, and I am just going to sew these together. The most important part is lining up where all the seams are touching, and you're going to want to make sure they nest. The only part that's not going to nest is the snowballed corners because we press those all to the dark side, so there will be some extra bulk in those triangles in the corners. I'm just trying to adjust my camera for you guys, trying to get my hand out of the way because you don't need to see my Fitbit, do you? And here we go. I've got my basket of clips, stitching at 1/4 inch. I'm actually using a 1/4 inch guide foot. It's very, very handy when I'm doing a lot of 1/4 inch seams all at once. From here, I'm going to take my set of 2. I'm going to travel back over to the bed, make sure it's still lined up. I'm going to flip that side over, and I am just going to head back to the machine and do the same thing. And I'm going to repeat this over and over until all of the rows are completed. And there we go. I'm going to put a link to the 1/4-inch foot that I'm using. Once again, I am sewing on the Juki QVP TL18. Absolutely fantastic machine. I remember when I was at the Road to California Quilt Show, I met with a Juki rep, and the first question she asked me is, do I use a lot of specialty stitches? To which I said, actually, no. And she guided me towards my TL18, which at the time I didn't know much about sewing machines, only to learn that it's kind of like borderline industrial. My machine, it's just a straight stitch, which is why she asked me if I use specialty stitches. Because since it's straight stitch, it goes one way. Well, I guess 2 ways. It goes backwards and it goes forwards. But it's a great machine. I think it stitches something like 1,200 stitches a minute at its fastest. It is just so fast. It has a thread cutter, a self-threader. It has I think I'm even using it here. You can see I'm not even touching my foot. I've got the knee foot raiser thing. And it's a fantastic machine. Highly, highly, highly recommend it. Here, I should have used a stiletto, but I decided I didn't want to flip my seam ripper, and so I just went to town. My seam ripper just pushing down those flaps, and then here I am also switching everything around. So I definitely wanted to make this look as scrappy and fun as possible, and I think it turned out really good. And I think this is the last one. I'm getting really excited. Lining all the sides up, getting that 1/4 inch, pressing down those seams, making sure everything that can nest is nested. And there we go. It is finished. Thanks for watching. Oh, and hey, if you're interested on learning how to quilt this, if you want to machine quilt it, I have an online course starting on October 2nd, and I want you to sign up and join me. Thanks so much for watching.